Veerender's back! We told you guys last time he was going to be back here sooner rather than later, and we made it much, much sooner. Dude, thank you for coming back on. Welcome back to Press for Time.
Oh, thank you very much for having me on again, especially for what we're going to talk about.
So we have just a little light show. We're going to talk some Nintendo after the Direct that just happened, and we're going to talk First Berserker Khazan because Veerender's been playing it for quite a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the playtime's wrong because it'll say like 20 hours, but then the playtime in the game says like one save file is 30 hours, and then the other 6. I have 2 save files, so one is Greatsword and one is Spear.
Nice, and the Greatsword is the better one, yeah.
I did beat Viper with the Greatsword. I did beat that's the one I'm streaming, and then the one I'm not streaming is with the Spear, which you can't, if you just max out stamina, it doesn't matter if you max out health,
right?
Don't get hit.
Just don't get hit. Exactly. It's always a viable soul strategy. Is just don't get hit. So yeah, dude, seriously, thank you again for popping back on. Thank you everybody that's gonna watch this in the future because I don't live stream, but it's after the fact. So thank you all, future people, for watching us past people talk about a Nintendo Direct that happened in the further past. But yeah, man, it was a good Direct. It was surprisingly meaty for what I had initially thought was just going to kind of be a fluff piece leading into the Switch 2 one next week.
Yeah, I was like, everybody got something they wanted, which never happens.
No.
People are like, oh, they're showing too many farming games, or oh, they're showing too many RPGs, or no, everybody got what they wanted. We got Metroid.
Yep.
Again. It's like,
it looks gorgeous.
Very nice.
Oh my god.
Samus has psychic abilities, so she can put people inside mechanisms. This is cool. That's cool. The box art was shown. I was surprised the box art was shown as well.
Do you think it's going to launch alongside the Switch 2?
It has to, right? Because the way they're wording it is the way they word Legends, where they have it in small font where it's like coming to Nintendo Switch consoles.
Yeah. Did they say so was that one, did it say Switch family of consoles, or was it just Switch consoles?
I think it was Switch consoles. For Legends, back in October, November, it said, the font says like Switch consoles.
Okay.
So the way they're wording it is like it'll be a dual sort of thing. Like how people forget Breath of the Wild came out for Wii U.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know that before, really. But yeah, that came out for Wii U, and then same thing with like Twilight Princess. That came for Wii and GameCube. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, right-handed Link, and that changed the whole like right-handed, left-handed Link stuff too. Which was,
we used to have such fun discourse back in the day. Do you remember when it was just games and it was just goofy shit and we just got to have a good time?
Yeah, if Link was left-handed or right-handed.
Exactly.
Swinging, finally walking and swinging your sword. Wow. Sheesh. Now everything's a culture war. Yeah. Not even good culture wars.
No, not good ones. It's just grifting. It's grifting endlessly now.
Assassin's Creed sales went very well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Their social media manager fucking cooking.
It's gotta be funny. Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of, I'm glad they delayed it. Because they delayed it like 3 times. Now, every time I was glad because I'm like, they're doing their stuff. Like, it's promising. And then everybody who's played it is loving it. They said they put in like at least 15, 20 hours already. Or they're gonna buy it because of how great it looks. Or they're buying it because they saw the social media fighting for that. But yeah, it's a big win on Ubisoft.
I'm happy for them. I am not buying the game. I'm not playing the game. I have fallen so hard off of Assassin's Creed. Black Flag was the last one that I really got into. Once they switched over to the kind of more RPG style and like super open, 80 hours plus, it was like just it doesn't work for me anymore. So I'm not going to be playing this one. Obviously, it has nothing to do with any of the nonsense. It's just Assassin's Creed is not for me anymore. But Braden did the review for Gaming Age, and it was interesting. He really loved it for like the first 20, 25 hours. He's like, but then after that, it's like they ran out of content, and
I still think that's
to
strong.
kind of bloat it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, absolutely. And he still scored it pretty well. He was like, when it was good, it was great.
Yeah.
But after you reached a certain point, it was like, hey, this game probably should have ended and ended great. Like it could have ended around the same time that Ghost of Tsushima did.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, now it's like I don't want to continue doing these little things on the side to progress. But he said if it had been a little tighter, it would have been a much better game.
Yeah.
But
I think it was Odyssey where people were like, oh, it gets good after 20-30 hours, so then if the front end is good this time, then I feel like that'll be enough to just push to the proper end. But they did add like a lot of more quality of life changes this time around. People are like, oh, they should do that engine and remake the Ezio trilogy, and I'm like, no, why are we doing this?
Right. I feel like all anybody wants anymore is like just remake the old stuff. It's like
remake
there's a place
stuff
for
that's
that,
already
but
like,
remake stuff that you can't play right now.
Yeah, remake games
I can play
that
the Ezio
didn't
games.
do well.
Yeah. We don't need to just
glad.
constantly update the graphics on games that were already great.
Yeah.
But no, shoot, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
we kind of veered off. Nintendo, the Direct, great.
Everybody got something.
Everybody got something.
Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah.
Kabunachi Life. Fucking Rido. Rido.
Dude, I'm excited about that. So I have never played it. But I literally finished Metaphor this morning. I finally finished. And we can talk about how bad the final boss is because it was awful. No spoilers, but that was one of the worst fights I've ever had. Like the end of the game just falls off a cliff. So once you get there, we'll have to have a conversation about it. But I was left very disappointed by the final boss. But everything else, dude, perfect game. I loved it so much. I ended up rolling credits at 88 hours.
Pretty short.
Yeah, exactly. I did everything though. I did every single all my relationships were maxed. All my side quests were done, except for the arcane dragon hunts at the end, which I was like, I don't feel like messing with these.
I'm glad the bond system it takes, the social link system, but it improves it so much because
it's way less obtuse.
Yes.
You know what you're doing. So it's like, hey, if I want to build this bond, I can just do it and not.
And the worst thing is you just miss out on some of the experience.
Yeah.
If you make wrong decisions about that. But it's not, I feel like I want them to keep doing that even for their other new IPs because 10 social links, at least like 3 social links out of 10 is always just like nothing burger, sort of. Like nothing literally happens or it doesn't cement that. But then the bond system by doing 7 and then keeping it very tight in the writing and being very strong, none of the bond stages feel like a waste or you're not learning anything that's important or integral because
each one's so different. Like each character that you're bonding, the quest that they build around it is so unique to that character you're invested, and then the rewards that you get, the archetype rewards for progressing those bonds are so valuable. And so diverse. It's like, yes, I want to do all of this. You're not just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rido is like, it feels like a ground up sort of remake anyways.
Yeah.
Remaster. Because the original one was PS2. I don't even think it properly released globally.
I don't think so.
I feel like it didn't release in Europe, maybe. I'd have to check. But Rido's wild. Like I know one of the reasons is because like his outfit is very problematic in terms of how it is.
Yeah.
So that's why it wasn't, Atlas has kind of like pushed him into the background because of that. And he has been a guest character in some other games, but they kind of like don't add him always because of the way his
Right.
outfit is portrayed,
Yes.
even though he is, just a detective, really, and doesn't really skirt any line like that, but it's just the way the visual aesthetics are.
Yep.
So I'm glad. And they showed gameplay for it. They didn't just show
Yeah.
like they should have been walking around, and it looks like they have a good voice cast as well.
Yeah, the
English
active
voice cast.
combat looks really good.
Yeah, it's great. I really hope more people get a chance to play that one, especially people who stick with only Persona, because it is such a vast. It's more closer to Shin Megami Tensei or Devil Summoner stuff, of course.
Yeah.
With that, so I hope they don't make it. I hope they don't make it easier in that sense. And Atlas killed it last year. They did amazing. They had like
Agreed.
4 or 5 games. They did Shin Megami 5 came out to all
Vengeance.
platforms. Yes, Vengeance.
Yeah.
Metaphor came out. Reload came out.
Reload.
And
They
there's
had
one more.
the chibi, like the little chibi Persona 5 thing too, didn't they? Persona 5 Tactics or something like that.
Tactica came out that
Tactica.
year?
I might be wrong. It all kind of runs together.
Yeah, no. I think Atlas has been doing like a phenomenal yeah. And there was like also like AI Somnium. I know a lot of people were looking for.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Unicorn Overlord.
Yes.
Was the other one. Yes.
And Saga Frontiers too.
Yes.
Yep, which is one that I played a little bit back in the day, but not enough to like remember much of it. So I'm downloading it and I'm playing through it again like it's for the first time. So that's really
It's like $25, right?
Yes.
Yeah, wild. Absolutely wild.
And just shadow dropping like, hey, congratulations, here it is for you. Like, yeah, thank you.
Honestly,
not many other. I mean, the big publishers don't really do that. You don't really get the hey, we've remastered this thing and now go buy it right now. They'll do it for like pre-orders. Like, hey, you can go pre-order this cool thing now, but typically you can't download and start playing anything other than just like a demo.
Yeah, the only thing that happened with that was Ninja Gaiden, and even that is just like multi-platform. But like Nintendo's just like after the show, you can do this thing.
Yeah.
They showed more of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake.
I know. I cannot wait.
That's how they started the direct.
Yes.
So like that is strong.
Yep.
No actual release date. They did give the year. It's fine if it comes out in October. Fine if it comes out late in the year. 3 was a fantastic job.
Yep.
So there's no issue there.
Yeah, I did the review for 3
Sweet.
for us. And so I was, I went through it very recently. So I'm really looking forward. I'm on the list to do 1 and 2 again as well. So it'd be nice to revisit. I love me some Dragon Quest, man. I was hoping my far away hope, my like tentpole thought was maybe we'll get a properly localized single player version of 10 here in the States because that never came here.
Right.
They released the single player version of 10 in Japan that folks could play without the MMO stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But it never came to the States. And I was like, oh man, that would be such a cool surprise. Like, hey, here's 10 and you can play it. But no such luck.
What we got Patapon one, so there was like weird problems I had with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because Patapon, that's Sony exclusive. So I'm like, how did they do that? And then Monument Valley, that's Netflix exclusive. So how did they do that? And then Hot Shots Golf, that's Sony exclusive again. So how did they do that? But the Monument Valley one was kind of like they basically took off Monument Valley from everywhere and were like, we're owning it on Netflix. We're exclusively releasing Monument Valley 3 only on Netflix games. and now they announced all of them for
coming to the
Switch, and
which
I
is
was
great
like,
because at no
yes,
point was I going to play a Netflix games.
they have a lot of the games there are so bad, but like
yeah.
Cozy Grove 2 is great. The fucking what's that? Dragon Prince game is great. Yeah, I mean like Point B is like that is amazing. Point B is fantastic.
Speaking Latin to me, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the Netflix games.
Yeah, me and one other game journalist only know, like me and two know Point B, but yeah, it's fucking. You play as like a dinosaur, making colors, running away from a cat, and it's like speak. It's
Wow.
Netflix games. Yeah, there's everything else is kind of just like there's multi-platform, or they have like I tried that Shovel Knight Pocket Dig, and I didn't like that at all.
No.
No.
So
But yeah,
with the Sony games coming to the Switch,
yeah.
you think maybe next week we'll see Bloodborne remaster announced for the Switch 2?
What if you loved yourself? The 10th anniversary has passed.
Gotta take my
Like,
clown makeup off.
yeah. I mean, people thought Hollow Knight, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, there was no
So-
way, man. There was no way Silk Song
the
was gonna be
last
there.
direct. Yeah, I'm sure. Padawan's interesting because the thing is, you can still play 1 and 2 on PSN Plus, where I played it recently.
Yeah, I've never played them.
Oh, they're very good. They're very, very excellent.
Yeah, it looked cool, but it's never come across my radar other than just the name.
It was like 2004, 2005, maybe. So like early PSP days.
Yeah.
They added a lot of more quality of life changes. I think they added different difficulty options, if I remember correctly, but they didn't really show much outside of like it's just a remaster. It's nice that it's a dual bundle, but I assume it'll be like $40.
Yeah.
It's literally made for the Switch, basically. Like that's the modern day handheld for it.
Right.
So I'm seeing like how that does well, and if it's worthwhile for people who already have PSN Plus to buy that one, if there's enough prolific changes.
It's more just, do you want it for the handheld accessibility? If you don't have a portal and it's like, I'd really like to be able to play this on the bus on the way to work or on a plane or whatever.
Yeah, I also do know one of the main creators of Patapon went and is making like a spiritual successor to it. I don't know what the title is. I can check, but they're making a spiritual successor. So I thought like, oh, this, might Ratatan.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is the spiritual successor for Patapon. More of a modern day and that sort of situation. It's supposed to come out this year, so I feel like if the replay stuff does well, then we'll get we'll get more Patapon stuff. But like, I feel like the copyright stuff is kind of iffy in general because like, that coming to Nintendo now is it's a big win, but it's also like, will they take into account those sales and like make more Patapon specifically? Because now they could also do DLC stuff with that, and because Nintendo loves just updating games like way after.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the question is Sony going to learn, hey, we need to make more Patapon games, or is Sony going to learn, hey, we need to put more of our games on Switch?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, which lesson are they going to take away from this?
Yeah, because then Hot Shots Golf as well is on there. That was like an early, I think that was PS2. I know it was on PS3, and then it just like, I think that one is PS3. The one that is coming to Switch, I assume.
The Everybody's Golf Hot Shots or whatever?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, like, the repercussions of that if Sony's like, because, like, their big thing recently was bringing Lego Horizons to Switch when it didn't have anything else for that. Story of Seasons. I don't know how big you are on farming simulators, but
None.
also, yeah, but also like this is what Harvest Moon is nowadays, quote unquote. And I've heard kind of mixed things with Stories of Seasons in general. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see with that. Metroid's a big win. Oh,
Metroid's gonna be good.
Disney Villains, Curse
Coffee
Cafe.
shop.
Yeah, it released the day too.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'm glad somebody is going to enjoy playing it. It's not going to be me, but I'm glad somebody will. Big on
Which
let people enjoy things.
yeah. Which broke got a lot of hype from
Yeah, it looks
many
cool.
people.
Yeah, it looks
Yes.
cool. That's something that my daughter's going to want to play like
Oh, for sure.
1000%.
Yeah, I feel like they're going specifically for Stardew Valley, but expanding into an interesting magic
Yeah,
system, and it looks great. Like it looks phenomenal. It's gonna hit all the spots. A lot of journalists were hyped about it, and yeah, I feel like that was the big gem for sure, like underlying
yeah,
gem that people like. If you paid attention, yeah, that's gonna be a big release later this year.
yeah.
Um,
I think that'll be big in my house.
the other game is you play as an old man, so the old man representation comes in with the eternal life of Goldman.
I do like that. I do like that. I like when I can see myself in a
Yeah,
video game.
yeah.
I like feeling like I'm a part of it.
It's nice to have more new 2D platformers,
Yeah,
and also the mechanic that was interesting to me and many other people was upgrading and changing your cane. And I thought that was really interesting and could improve how to go about platforming levels
yeah,
by being able to customize your cane in
yep.
3 sections.
And just
Um,
having a hero be an you know elderly
yeah,
individual with a cane. That's
somebody older
big.
than 30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big Master Roshi vibes without any of the sexual
yeah.
problems.
Thank God.
Right?
It reminded me a lot about like PB Winterbottom, which I don't know if you know that
I do not.
game. Yeah, it's another in that sense. There was also like a DS game where you play as like an old man that you do like puzzles to progress. I can't even remember. It's like way old. Gradius, if you're a shmup fan, Gradius Origins was
Yep.
shown as well. What else? What
And now
else?
Nintendo has an app, another app,
Yeah, I feel like that's the only
another
other big
app.
news.
And then
And
they used it
yeah,
to announce the release date for the live action Legend of Zelda movie.
that is so bad because now everybody has to like make a designated app
Who's the
page where they have to
Nintendo app
update it
checker?
every
Yeah.
day. Yeah, just in the mines doing
I
that.
like it though. I mean, like they will indirectly give ad revenue to, places like X or what used to be Twitter and stuff like that, but releasing it on
Yeah.
their own platform instead, it feels like a response to how bad social media has gotten.
Oh yeah.
It feels like, hey, you don't want to fix it, we'll make our own and we'll announce it through here. And then if people want to screenshot it and share it on socials, that's great.
Yeah.
But
I
no one's going to get the direct news except for from us.
I feel like the next step to that is probably because like I used to share a lot of my gameplay stuff from Switch to Twitter.
Yeah. I used to have my PS5 set
Yeah.
up to go to
Yep.
Twitter.
Now the buttons are just like, what's the
Dead.
point, really?
Yeah.
Unless you're, yeah.
No, yeah, I nuked my entire Twitter account. Like it is gone,
Yeah.
gone. As soon as things started looking the way they started looking, I just deleted it completely. I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna be bothered with it.
Yeah. What do you think about the app stuff? Do you think like, yeah, it's a free app at the moment, but
Yeah. I haven't downloaded it.
sure.
Because I know I'm in enough circles that I'll get the news. I don't need the app to get it. You know what I mean?
It was news, and it was just like a series of numbers and
Yeah.
letters for a release date for a
Yep.
movie we don't even know what looks like. It's
Nope.
so what? And like that was the first news. Like that's like very strong lead.
Yeah,
But
they wanted to make a
yeah,
point like, hey, this app is for real. Like, you should
yeah,
download this and we will post meaningful things here, is what
yeah.
it felt like to me. So I like it. I like the idea.
Yes.
Good concept. The execution seems fine.
Yeah.
I'm not probably downloading it, but I'm
Yeah.
not in the Nintendo sphere quite like that. Like, I do
Yeah.
for work, obviously, but that's not my primary console. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's better than like the music stuff because
Yeah.
the music stuff was like no artists were listed and then like 30 soundtracks and it's
Yeah.
like Nintendo, you have so many.
Yes, there's so much you could do with
Yeah.
this, and this is not it.
Yeah.
Very half baked.
Yeah.
What do you think the over under is on Chris Pratt being Link?
Oh my god.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find
He's
the message.
too
Oh,
Link
it
has
would
to
be horrible.
crawl. He has to crawl under like he's too big.
Let's see.
Pratt's too
My
big to
my
put
buddy said Dwayne will be king of Goron. Jason Momoa will be king of the Zora. Margot Robbie will be the chieftainess of the Gerudo. Jeremy Renner is going to lead the Rito. Zelda will be Kristen Shaw. Link will be Michael Cera, and Jack Black will be Ganondorf. Easy.
Okay, Kristen Shaw could be Skyward Sword Princess Zelda.
Maybe.
I feel.
I think Hunter Schafer is the only right answer.
Yeah.
She is like the embodiment, just naturally. Like, she would need very little assistance to look exactly right.
Yeah. It's they announced the release date, but then they didn't announce anything else with that. So then that
Nope.
means we're gonna get actors and stuff announced. It's gonna be fucking weird. Oh,
It's gonna be like one a week. They're gonna just piecemeal it, just boom, 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 and it's
They
gonna
drip
be. And
feed
we'll
in
get
hard.
Link last, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Ugh, it's wild what Nintendo is.
In
trying
all
to do.
reality, he doesn't fit the body type, but who I think could actually nail Ganon would be Tom Hiddleston. If he brought some of that Loki energy to just kind of be like a little bit of a different take on Ganon, I think he could make it happen. I would not be mad at it.
Oh, Ganon, so then it's gonna be the pig ones.
Yes. Well, yeah, because he can't be Ganondorf. Like, he can't be the body. It would have to be like a mocap kind of deal, but he's gonna have to be anyway, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice for them to go hard on live action prosthetics and stuff like that because
cool
they could do that.
Not gonna happen, but it would be really cool.
The vision would be there. The puppets and puppetry is there.
Oh my god, do it like a Dark Crystal or something?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about. That yeah. The other big announcement was Rhythm Heaven, so like games, games are like that, Tomodachi Life, stuff like that. But virtual game card.
Yeah.
That
confusing way to possibly demonstrate that you can share games. But
my concern is like explaining that to the average person. It's just not
gonna happen.
Doesn't.
No, I would say more than half of the Switch's user base is never going to understand how that works.
Basically, for viewers that are listening, it's taking a game you own, creating a virtual game card for it, and then giving it to your friend to borrow
for 2 weeks.
Oh shit! Really?
It was up to 2 weeks. Yeah, you get 14 days, and while you've loaned your digital game out, you cannot play it.
Yeah.
And the person you loan it to has to be in your family sharing anyway.
Then this is never going to work.
It has to be in proximity. You have to be with the other person to share it to their Switch. The same way you would have to physically give them a cartridge, you have to have your Switches in close proximity and give the digital cartridge to them.
They tried to make it a win to be like, oh, when you load it and unload it, that's the only times you need the internet connection. But then 2 weeks, like, giving somebody like Tears of the Kingdom,
Right. Here's
Fucking
Xenoblade X.
every
You have it
2
for 2
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah, and then just back and forth it every 2 weeks.
Right.
God.
Yeah. And what are the rules on that? How was there a waiting period after? Like, I can't loan it to you again for
Can
a
you do
month?
multiple games at the same
Exactly.
time?
There's still
'Cause
so
they
many
only showed
questions.
one, and it was Super
Right.
Mario Wonder.
Of course it was. Yeah,
Um,
it's the most Nintendo thing I've ever seen.
yeah, that's why I'm like, they'll never do NFTs or anything, because like they just
they would melt down.
yeah, like they don't fucking using like 98 Windows over here for their
Yeah.
Wii Online, but the virtual game stuff is interesting, but they have to change it so much.
Oh yeah, they really need to do something. They need to make that better.
And it's coming out April.
Yeah.
So like, God.
Yeah. So good direct. We'll see what they
Yeah.
have next week. We'll see what the Switch 2 direct looks like. I expect more big titles. I expect some of the heavy hitting things that maybe people were expecting this week to come next week to try and help bolster the Switch. I expect price. I expect maybe pre-order, like a date for pre-orders to start.
Probably internal memory.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, like specs and stuff. I think we'll get all that.
Yeah, and yeah.
I'm excited. I think it'll be cool. If the rumors that it can match a PS4 Pro and, you know, potentially do 4K upscaling docked, 1080p handheld.
One game we missed was Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Yeah, right?
Holy
and they're actually
shit.
doing characters that aren't
so
the
ones in the MCU. Yes.
Yeah,
it's not
like,
just MCU reskins.
Seeing Nova in like 16-bit is so wild to me.
It looks so fucking beautiful, man. I'm so excited.
That looks just great.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a day one easy. But yeah, so that's Nintendo. First Berserker Khazan. Let's talk that for a minute.
What'd you think?
Dude, so far, I'm going to let you do most of the, because you're much further than I am. So I'm going to let you do most of the breakdown. But so far, it is my favorite non-FromSoft Souls-like.
Yes.
I like it more than Neo. I like it more than Lies of P. I like it more than any of the other really good ones that I've played. I think it is the closest anyone has come to replicating the Souls formula from outside that studio.
Yeah, DNF is Dungeon Fighters Online, and this is their first foray into doing more multimedia stuff.
Yeah.
Which is way out of their realm. But like they were like, we're gonna try different new things. This game's fantastic. It's a stylized, cel-shaded Souls-like.
Yeah.
With an easy mode as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's absolutely unforgiving in normal mode, but it still makes you want to continue going and playing it.
As all good Souls-likes should.
So when, for people who don't know, when you die from a boss, depending on how far you go, you also do still get upgradable currency. So it's Lacrima in this one. So those are similar to Souls, but that is used. So if you lose you're always at least getting stronger in that sense. The buffs and level ups are so negligible in a sense, but like it's at least nice that you're not just like dying and then not getting any reward for it. So then if you couldn't beat those big bosses, you'll at least get like 300-400 experience back that you can use. Additional
experience. Feel like you're banging your head against the wall. It does. It makes it much less frustrating. The try and try again mechanic is, I love it. I mean, I'm a diehard Souls fan. They are the pinnacle of games in my opinion. Like that is what works for me, and I don't mind not getting things. I don't mind losing everything. Being able to retain some of it makes it so much more welcoming.
Yes,
It is
retain
so
and
much
then
better.
additional accruing by
Yeah.
how well you do on a
Yeah,
run is
it'll
just
incentivize you to actually keep trying when maybe you
yeah.
wouldn't have before.
Yeah. A big discussion we've had for like so many years, like Dark Souls easy mode, accessibility, and it's just like the worst discourse because nobody
Always
knows how to like be
handle it
kind about
correctly.
it
No.
or like whatever. And like this game is like, yeah, it's possible. Like it's doable. It's very doable. Normal is like incredibly tough, but then after you die 3, 4 times, it'll be like, do you want to switch to easy? But it doesn't degrade you or make you
Right.
feel bad about it.
Not like
Where
Wolfenstein back in the
baby
day.
mode, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, what weapon are you using?
Great sword.
Great turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, everybody watching knew exactly what I was going to say before I said it. I am an Unga Bunga strength build through and through,
Yeah.
100% every time. That's always the first thing I do. And then I usually play through every Souls game 4 or 5 times if I
Yeah, I
can.
feel like this one I'm going to for sure.
Yeah, because the different builds. It's like Fighting Cowboy said it really good. I'm stealing his words. But he said it's like the build system from Neo paired with the precise combat from Sekiro. And it's like, yes, that is a perfect explanation. But you also play with a great sword and just chunk people to death.
Yeah.
But the way it all works together is very reminiscent of the different build styles you could do in Neo. And then the parry, the back and forth, aggressive, defensive
Brink
combat
guard is very good.
So that's
The
all
stamina
very
stuff is
Sekiro like. It's
great.
just it all came together so well, and it's so surprising.
Yes.
From literally out of nowhere.
Yes, absolutely. They just took that one character that was kind of known in a sense and just such a fantastic game.
And it looks gorgeous.
Yes.
I'm playing on PlayStation. Are you playing?
Yes.
Same?
PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The haptic feedback in the controller.
Ooh, so good.
Dude, I love it's such a small thing, but I love when a game studio gets it right. Like has all the finest little details in the controller, and it's like, oh, now that's just attention to detail. That's a step.
It also
above.
gives you tough enemies at the start because you can first fight that Yeti.
It says you want to get fucked up. Go get fucked up. Have a good time.
And the rewards are very. I really like the reward system because it's weapon based and it's random loot, but it depends on like level. But it's also like
meaningful.
You can and you can take the weapons you're not using,
and trinkets and shit.
Yeah,
it's not just like, oh, here's a random currency to make you feel like you've earned something. It's like, no, I got something for doing this.
Yeah, there's set bonuses for a lot of equipment as well. One thing is also like, you would think that a game like that you wouldn't have too many cosmetic differences, but no, you change completely
because they know fashion souls is the key.
Yeah,
that's the real cornerstone of Dark Souls, man. It's fashion souls.
I'm just blown away. I want to see. I mean, I'm not even that far, I think, in a sense. Just third boss. The Phantom Blade? What's his name? Blade of Phantoms.
Put me on the spot. I don't remember.
Yeah, because that second fight is just amazing. I don't care how many times I lost to it. It's fucking great.
It just feels good. It feels good losing. And that's what I've always tried to explain to folks that are like, I'm never gonna play these games. I'm never gonna play Souls Lights. I don't like dying. And it's like, yes and no. There are times that it feels stupid. Like Smelter Demon, that didn't feel good. I didn't like Blue Smelter. That was not a fun fight. I did not enjoy that. I felt like I was getting fucked over constantly.
Right.
But then Fume Knight, I died over and over again until I learned his moveset perfectly. Can you tell I'm a Dark Souls 2 fanatic? both of my examples off the top of my head are Dark Souls 2. But like there's a huge difference in those, and I love die and try again, die and try again, die and try again, figure it out, learn the move set, and feel like, holy shit, I'm actually beating this.
Yes.
So this is so far, it is firing on all cylinders for me.
Yes, it's one of the best games of the year. Like,
100%. And I think so many people are going to sleep on it.
Yes, and I knew they would
miss it because it's just not on their radar. And non-Souls fans are going to look at it and go, nope, too hard. I'm not playing it.
Yeah, it has an easy mode, so like it's doable.
Yeah,
like it's there. But the thing is,
press for time, audience. You have no excuse.
It's such a satisfying game. Like every slash, every attack or whatever way you're playing is just,
it's all very, it's not grounded, but it's all very visceral. It's not, it doesn't feel like you're just swinging through an empty hitbox. It feels like, no, this is contacting what you're supposed to be hitting. Like every move feels very intentional and very set.
Yeah.
Which just, again, it just makes the combat feel so much better.
It also properly makes it fair because everybody has stamina in that world. It's not just you having that, and enemies can just do whatever. Like, no, they have cooldowns. You can dwindle them. You can also do finishers or executions after you dwindle, and it's just fantastic. The score is great. The audio is like phenomenal. The Blade Phantoms is just like that's the second boss, and it's just like goes so good, and the character stuff is very interesting, and the route of what the main character is doing. Ben Brode is the voice actor for the main character. That was announced quite a while ago, and does a good job. Doesn't have too many lines.
Too many in those kind of games, and it just kind of starts to fall apart. I mean, a big piece of it is I like having a voice actor. I like having a character that you're playing, and it not just being a silent protagonist stand-in for you, the player. But I also don't want him speaking the entire time. Especially with die and try again. Like that's gonna get real old real fast. He has some cheesy one-liner that he drops every time you enter an arena. It's like, dude, shut up.
I also do like, it's like they're also not trying to do too much because it's not an open world Souls-like, so it's not like Elden Ring in any sense.
Which
but there are a few different
ecstatic about.
I
love Elden Ring, but I don't want any more.
I mean, Night Rain is coming out, so I think everybody needs to get on this game.
Yes,
like, if you've never played Souls-like, this is your chance to get in there.
You can play this one.
You can play this one. There's an easy mode. Every battle you play or boss battle is rewarding because you're always learning information is one thing, but you're also being given the capabilities to upgrade your stats in the way you would like. The skill trees are great. You can just like take off what you can try. You can just keep taking things off.
You want.
Yeah. There's no
forgiving. It's forgiving in every single way. Like in any obtuse way that you would get frustrated at older Souls games. That's like, God damn it! I just wish I could do this thing. Khazan probably lets you do it, and you'll probably be fine. So yes, absolutely. If you're not a Souls player, you'll probably be able to play this and like it. If you are a Souls player, you're gonna fucking love it. So do yourself a favor, play this game.
I really love, like, the greatsword is all about poise, so like you can attack through things and use the ghost arm. Spear having Moonlight Dance is to drain stamina much quicker. There's also training. I don't know if you're not
training grounds.
Okay,
so you can go practice.
Against enemies and earn some rewards and challenges. It's great. It's engrossing. I love it. Like this. I haven't played a game in so long where I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna play this like multiple times. Like,
so it's funny. That's what I told Braden the other day. I was texting him, telling him like, hey, you need to check this out. It's like when I'm not playing this game, I am thinking about playing this game.
Yeah, it's so good. Like,
it's what actually got me to bum rush and finally finish Metaphor. Because I've been playing Khazan, and it's like, okay, I want to just focus on this. Like, this is all I want to play. Like, but I've got the end of Metaphor hanging over my head
Yeah.
and I might not go back to it if I
Yeah.
don't do it now. So I buckled down and finally finished it so that I could just devote my time to Khazan.
It's fantastic. It's one of the best. People were fucking doing discourse about, oh, Monster Hunter Wilds is too easy, and it's like, okay, so play Khazan now.
Right?
Play Khazan on normal mode.
Play it on normal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think it's one of the best games in March. Definitely top for me of the year, because the year is gonna start slowing down a bit.
Big time.
Big time. Fantastic game. A cell shaded Souls like that is, good for everybody.
Not supremely anime like Code Vein.
Oh yeah, I tried that. That was.
I liked Code Vein. It's not a Souls like though. Like it's not. It's an anime action RPG.
Yes.
That is a little bit harder than most of them.
Yeah. I also there's just so many great things in the game. Early on, you can also respec all your stat increases with an item, and you can easily buy from the bard the same item again. So if you want to try different things, and it's fantastic. It's great. Like each upgrade is important, increasing dodging. I love you can equip different ghosts. You can equip different phantoms. It's such a great game.
And the story's good.
Story's
good. It's like, I mean, what are we missing? Nothing.
Yeah, they had DNF is probably 1996 or 1998. It's like they really went hard on this, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna try this new thing and see how it goes.
And we're gonna knock it out of the park.
Yeah, and I don't want people to miss out on it. It left early access. It's out now. It's absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best games of the first quarter. This is a strong start for them.
A squirrel just fell out of my tree and ate shit. It's crazy windy outside right now. Yeah. We have a huge storm coming in, and I just see out of the corner of my eye a squirrel come flying down and eat shit on the ground. It's laying there dazed for a second, and then it shakes itself off and scurries up the tree. Took me completely out.
But yeah, play goes on. It's phenomenal. I can't. I'm not even that far in it when I think about it, but I put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's just so much to do. You wanna explore, you wanna play, you wanna try different builds, you wanna go back, you made a second save file. There's so much to do so early on that keeps you so hooked. I don't know. I have nothing bad to say about it so far. Nothing bad.
Exactly.
Awesome, dude. Man, thank you so much for coming on and talking Nintendo and talking Khazan. Hopefully some people are listening and they will go out and buy this game, and we will get all kinds of people on the Khazan train now. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm very much I hope more people get a chance to play it. It's one of the best games of the year. I can't not keep saying that. Do you have any predictions for the Direct? Because this will be the first official Switch 2 Direct.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of third party. I think they're going to really try to show off hey, we have big titles coming. Hey, here's Assassin's Creed Shadows. Here is Call of Duty. Here is, the Mass Effect trilogy remaster. Here's big stuff that people have been wanting to play for a long time. So I think they really want to try to start competing with the handheld PCs.
Yeah.
I think they're looking at that and going, we need to be able to stay. Obviously, it's not going to be a PC, but we need to be able to stay somewhat competitive now that people can relatively affordably carry a fucking PC with them,
Yeah.
I think they're going to want to start being able to get day and date third-party games, new big titles. They come to the Switch too, just the same as anything else.
Yeah, that would be a big win for them because they're they're always delayed on.
Oh
Switch,
yeah,
which is not
extremely.
An issue. Yeah.
They're delayed, or they don't come at all.
Yes.
Or they get a really watered down version of the game.
Yeah, there's only one Dark Souls game on Switch.
Right.
And that's it.
And it runs like fucking dog water. Listen, I bought it day one. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get Dark Souls on the Switch. Sure, I've beaten it 72 times, but I'll play
Yeah.
it again handheld.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Looks bad, plays bad, feels bad. But yeah, I think that's my big prediction is a lot of third party showcases. And then my pipe dream is a bundled Twilight Princess Wind Waker HD collection. Yeah.
That was so wild that none of that happened.
I know. I mean, that just feels like free money.
It is. Yeah.
They did Skyward fucking Sword, which was not a good game. And they just, I don't know, man. Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game, and it kind of always will be. I didn't love Breath of the Wild. I did not like Tears of the Kingdom. I was already tired of it. I want to go back to, back in my
less
day.
open world.
But yeah, I don't need massive open world Zelda. I want going through, doing dungeons Zelda. That's where Zelda is for me. And I recognize that is a me problem. That is a nostalgia thing. I do not hate on anybody that likes the new system. I'm not saying they're bad. They just don't work for me. I do not like them. So I powered all the way through Breath of the Wild over the course of, seriously, probably 3 years.
Yeah.
I started and stopped. And then I went on vacation at one point and was like sitting on the beach with my Switch. And I was like, I'm finally going to do this. I'm in the mood. And so I finished it and was like, yeah, that was fine.
Sure.
Great. So Twilight Princess and Wind Waker would just, I'd be over the moon.
I hope we get, because now's the time for a new 3D Mario. Odyssey came out so long ago, 2017, 2018 maybe.
Do you think they'll have it as a launch, or you think that'll be something they'd come next year?
It's gonna have to be, because I'm gonna get it day one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Work. Yeah. But also I don't give a crap about Mario Kart. I don't fucking care. Fucking...
Mario Kart's Mario Kart's Mario Kart is Mario Kart. I'll keep playing old Mario Kart. I don't care. My kids won't know the difference.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's fine. I would I'm with you 100%. I want more story driven, traditional games.
It's going to be interesting for them to do a Xenoblade from the ground up for that.
Yes.
Because they've done such a good job with the Switch hardware.
Oh my god.
Numerous times. And
that's what I hold up as the Game Freak has no excuse for why their games look like shit. I'm telling you, anytime anybody questions Game Freak, they're like, whoa, we're held back by the hardware. And then you look at Xenoblade and it's like, that looks like a fucking painting. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The Xenoblade games have been so good. And they're ones that I had never played prior to the Switch. I had never had a chance to really dive into them, and they've become one of my favorite series of all time since playing through them on the Switch. I have not gotten X yet. It's too much stuff going on. Too many games. But it is coming. It'll be done down the line. But I cannot wait to see what they end up doing with something truly new.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
Do you have any big off the wall predictions? Anything you think?
I feel like they're just gonna go. I feel like they're not gonna focus too much on games, and they're just gonna focus on bringing the library over, answering basically all these 101 to expert level questions we all have. I feel like it'll just be that, just answering all these different issues, because gold points, silver points.
Well, they're getting rid of the gold points, aren't they?
Yeah, but are they changing that to something? What if I buy a game?
Do you think they're gonna have achievements?
No, never.
Do you think they're finally gonna institute some sort of trophy system?
There's no point in doing that. There's no point. People
lose
go.
Their minds.
That would be so wild, but it'd have to be in a way to discount things. That's why gold points are great, because you could just buy and then use them. But I feel like it's going to be answering so many questions. The mouse stuff properly, because they haven't really. Yeah. I feel like it'll just be huge on answering. Is there a time on that? Like maybe an hour long or is like half an hour?
I don't know. I didn't see a time.
Okay. Yeah.
That doesn't mean they don't have one, but
and then
it's
April
gotta be an hour though, right?
Yeah, it has
Like,
to
there's no
be.
way. Even their 30-minute one ran for like 36 minutes. The
Yeah,
other day.
they went
Like,
over.
Gotta have an hour.
Yeah. Also, the Nintendo experiences are happening soon.
Yeah.
So,
And they have that new store opening in California.
Yeah.
Something. Got
Yes.
some big grand opening of something important.
Yeah.
That I should probably know more about, and I don't.
It's okay.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Man, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go feed my children. I hear their little feet flapping around outside the office. They're waiting for me to come make dinner. So, dude, seriously, thank you again for coming on. Thank you for coming on again so soon.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for letting me on, especially very late on the Khazan stuff, but then the Nintendo stuff happened. So it's like, yeah, I immensely appreciate it. I cannot express my gratitude whatsoever.
Oh, dude, I love it. This will be a regular thing. Anytime we have something cool to talk about, we're just gonna do this.
I mean, lots of stuff is gonna be April. So
I know, I'm excited. But everybody, I'll have Veerender's stuff linked again, same as last time. Go follow him. He is the best person you will follow on Bluesky, I promise. Follow him on Twitch. I saw you streaming Khazan a little bit the other day.
Pokemon finally got ranked battles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's all I want to say about that, because like that game is so unfinished.
Oh, dude, it's not even a beta, but people are spending hundreds of dollars on cards.
Yeah.
I try not to. I don't like buying any of the packs. I just save up and then do 10 pulls when I can because it feels better that way.
The season pass is fine, like $15.
Yeah, I think it might be 15 for you guys up there. I think it's 10 for me.
Yeah.
It's $10. Get an extra pack every single day, and ends up 30 packs a month. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Everybody follow Veerender. You should all be following him anyway from last time. But if you're not, if you're here for the first time, follow Veerender. Buy First Berserker Khazan. Watch the Nintendo Direct next week.
Yes.
We'll see you guys later. Take care and have fun.